like to call the Monday, May 19th Common Council meeting to order. It is 6:04 p.m., and we will begin with the Pledge of Allegiance. Councilwoman West.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call. Clerk Treasurer Barthune.
Councilman.
And I apologize to the public about the LEAP Olympics, that the city of LaPorte, this is in the way, so I'm sorry for that, for our first place over the last week.
Looks really nice. Councilwoman West.
Here.
Councilman Buchanan.
Here.
Councilman Konechny.
Present?
Councilman Galloway.
Here.
Councilwoman Ficus.
Present.
Councilman Huffman.
Here.
Councilman Frankie is absent. We have 6 present, 1 absent.
Petitions and comments for citizens. One of the most important things when we talk about infrastructure, that's important to people until they have to deal with mental health. And this is an important month for mental health. And we are fortunate to have Jennifer Heath from the Swanson Center has joined us just to discuss the importance of mental health and the support that they need.
Hi, good evening, everybody. I'm Jenny Heath, and I'm with Swanson Center. I'm not a clinical person with Swanson Center, rather I represent their foundation, where I do more marketing development and those outreach types of things. I'm here tonight, and I want to thank you for the opportunity to speak, but I'm here tonight as someone who deeply cares about mental health in our community, and I'd like you to join us in recognizing May as Mental Health Awareness Month here in LaPorte County. Just a few weeks ago, the county commissioners passed Resolution 2025-4 to support this cause. You may have noticed that some of the county buildings have their outside lights turned to green this month. They were blue last month, but this month they're green to recognize mental health awareness and to help start the conversation. These issues that we have with mental health surrounding all of us aren't far away. They're right here in our neighborhoods, schools, and workplaces, and our kids are especially at risk. This year alone, the number of students reporting thoughts of self-harm or suicide in the LaPorte County schools nearly doubled. It went from 42 cases up to nearly 75 in 1 year alone. And so if you can see, just how important this cause is, you can see why we're pretty passionate about it. By officially recognizing May as Mental Health Awareness Month, the city would be sending a strong message that we care about the mental health and well-being about everyone who lives here. It would also help raise awareness, reduce stigma around mental health, and point people to the help that's available. So tonight I brought along a few different things, the first of which is an impact statement that shows the great things that Swanson Center is doing here in our community and throughout our county. So this shows you kind of a one-shot look at how many individual lives we've served. So the number looks a little low and saying it's only 3,600, but if you think about that as individual lives touched, along with youth served, substance disorder, and it goes on down the line. So I brought that not only for LaPorte County, for Swanson Center specifically, but also for an overall look at the state of Indiana for community mental health centers. So you could see both of what these things might look like, not only here, but across the state as well. So if you have relatives or friends in other areas, you're welcome to share those things with them. Lastly, I'd like to mention one event that we have coming up, which is we call it the Run for Hope, and it's in September. On September 13th, we hold it in Trail Creek. And that's an event that we hold to raise not only suicide awareness, but also to promote mental health awareness throughout the county. And so I'll leave these things with Courtney, if I may. And again, I want to thank you for your time in supporting mental health awareness here in LaPorte County.
Questions for Jenny? Jenny, so if somebody is having an episode, having an issue, and maybe the hospital doesn't have all the options for people with mental health to turn to,
Right.
what's the best way to contact somebody, to reach out, someone
So
looking
if they
for help?
wanted to reach out to Swanson Center directly, they can look on our website, which is at swansoncenter.com. swansoncenter.org, rather. And then if they wanted to call us directly, the number is the same for Michigan City and LaPorte. It's 219-879-4600. 4621. Outside of that, we also do have a crisis line available, and that is listed on our website. We do also have a Facebook and Instagram page, so if people are interested in getting involved or seeing what's going on a regular basis, you can follow us there as well.
And then there's a state, is it a 211 or is it?
Actually, it's 988 is the number for
988.
suicide. That's the suicide hotline, and that's a federal, national number.
Thank you for all you do, and please, we all know somebody, family, friends that struggle, and don't hesitate to reach out to Swanson Center or any organization.
I would say that one of the last things I'll mention is we like to wear green on Fridays, whether it's even as something as simple as a green ribbon. On all of our lanyards, we have one of these, or an actual ribbon if they didn't have the enameled pin. But you can always stop by our offices. I'll be happy to give you one if you're in the area, or if you want to just take a tour. All right?
Any other
you.
comments, questions? Jenny, thank you. Good to see you. And don't hesitate to leave more out front. People come in every day and looking. And good. Perfect. Thank you. So if we don't mind, I'm going to just have Ms. Parthone, Clerk Treasurer, read the resolution, since it is May.
Whereas mental health is a crucial aspect of overall well-being and addressing mental health challenges is essential for a thriving community, and whereas Mental Health Month provides an opportunity to raise awareness, reduce stigma, and promote positive mental health practices, and whereas the LaPorte County Commissioners recognize the importance of supporting individuals and families facing mental health challenges, now therefore be it resolved that the LaPorte County Commissioners hereby recognize May as Mental Health Month and commits to increasing awareness, promoting resources, information, and open conversations about mental health within our community, reducing stigma, challenging negative perceptions, and fostering empathy and understanding towards individuals with mental health conditions, supporting mental health, encouraging self-care practices, providing access to mental health resources, and advocating for policies that promote mental well-being, promoting inclusivity, ensuring that individuals with mental health conditions are treated with dignity and respect and that their needs are met, encouraging open communication, creating a safe and supportive environment where people feel comfortable talking about their mental health. Be it resolved that the LaPorte County Commissioners encourages all residents and stakeholders to participate in recognizing Mental Health Month and to make a commitment to supporting mental health throughout the year.
If we switch that to the city of LaPorte, in that resolution, would you feel comfortable passing it? So I have a motion and a second for the resolution for Mental Health Month. Further comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Thank you, Jenny. Chris Morrill, please come forward, state your name and address for the record.
Chris Morrill, 812 East Jefferson, LaPorte, Indiana. I'm not sure how many comments I put on there, so if I don't hit them all, you let me know, because I'm
Absolutely.
copying down everything. All right, first of all, I'd like to thank, I'm sure it's the street department, they took care of a erupting asphalt spot, not on Lawrence, not far from North Street, and that was very much appreciated. As well as, it's been a long time coming, but the bump on Bond Street in East Jefferson, they're trying to get it better, which is a really good thing. I'm glad to see that. Also, I'm wondering what's happening with the Coke plant. We had, a proposal for whatever, and there may have been something. If there was, I didn't see it. I missed whatever was going on with that. And also, I'd like to know more. I read the article about the redistricting in the paper, but I was wondering about more information for that, and if there's going to be separate meetings on that when they have it.
Thank you.
Okay,
So there's packets of information you can check out at the clerk treasurer's office, is that correct?
Yes.
okay.
And that has all of the district mapping information on it. And then
It's also online under the council's government page, but yes, we have packets in my office.
Is that all I had on there?
That is, but then I'll also give you the Coke, information on the Coke building. So there's nobody more than this group here that has wanted that construction to be moving forward already. I know the costs have gone up of how to build and everything, and they are closely working with their architect to see what they can simplify to keep it within that budget.
Okay, just wondering, because it's in my neighborhood.
Yes.
That's my neck of the woods. Okay,
The next meeting, though, for the council, there will be an item on the agenda, maybe the introduction of the
Yes,
ordinance.
yep, and the public hearing.
For the redistricting,
Yes.
so, of the council wards.
so the first meeting in June then?
Correct,
Okay,
yep.
all righty, thank you.
And if I may add, on Facebook at least, all these meetings are recorded. Last week, there was an attorney in which the city hired, thank you, retain his counsel. He broke down the redistricting, the reason why, and the variances that we have as far as population from the last census. So it's not necessarily a choice, but it's required for us to review and do so.
I got that. It
Okay,
was-
wonderful.
Yeah, it said every 10 years you have to do this, and we're behind time from what I gathered from the article in the paper, that this should have been done already. But with that, I'm wondering, I know we've had growth in certain areas in town, if it's just possible to include that, in whatever. I'm just interested. I was very heartened to hear that that you want them connected with where they are, because I've seen some gerrymandering maps that this is the place, and then there's this narrow little place, and then this is the other part of the district. And I was heartened by the article to hear, or at least I felt that's not the type of thing that we're going to be doing.
And
I agree with you, and I also think if you look at the maps, how they currently are, the wards, I think, they don't strike me as gerrymandered, right?
Right, right.
I think they're.
Yeah, but I understand the population thing, and I would agree with that. You want to have them kind of equally divided population-wise.
They have to be by law,
Yeah,
correct? Yep.
okay,
Yep.
all righty. Was that
and
all?
the deadline, we did meet the deadline.
It's the end of this month.
Yes, okay. Thank you.
Was that all I had on?
Yep.
That's all you have there.
Okay, thank you.
Cindy Sin.
I just wanted to come and support.
Could you state your name and
Oh,
address?
Cynthia Sin, 1111 Longwood Drive, apartment 109B, LaPorte. I realize a decision has been made, but I've not seen any progress. I'm just here in support of my mom. She's 87 years old, has lived in her home for 56 years. And when the neighbor's dogs attacked her little dog, it changed her life forever. The dogs can't go in the backyard unless she's able to go out there with them, because they're still fighting at the fence. She locks her house. She even locks the screen door that doesn't have keys for them. If she falls, which she does, she has a life alert button. We'll have to break into the house to help her. That's how locked up she has. She's scared. She's afraid. Joe went to my mom's house last night, continuing, begging her to save his dogs. She told him, we don't need to be talking, and he just kept on, badgering her, and she, I can't do anything about it, So he's fighting the decision that's already made. So we're afraid for my mom. She's afraid, he's desperate, because I don't know if there's a timeline, but, my mom says he has firearms. We don't know what he'll do next. He has mental problems. He blames my mom and her dogs for his dogs attacking him. So if he beats his dogs with his fists, what's he going to do to my mom and her dogs? We're just very, very concerned and would like to see it get resolved as soon as possible. My mom's memory is bad, but I'm sure she will never forget that side of the horrific side of her favorite dog in a corner being mauled by two pit bulls. That's all.
Cindy, I just wanted to say, spending some time with your mom and just seeing the situation where she was cornered, those dogs could have turned on her
Oh,
while she was trying to save her two little dogs or the one was killed and the other was badly bitten. But what I would recommend, if you're being harassed in that way, Dylan Barden is in the back with our police department. They're aware of this situation, and please talk to him
Okay.
about the protection your mom deserves. And again, I feel for her, and please tell her we're thinking of her, because again, she was in a tough situation being in the corner of that backyard.
And I can't speak to exactly what code enforcement's doing, but this is a top priority for them. And I know this person has made it difficult by hiding the dogs and doing some other things. So but Mayor's absolutely right. Talk to the police. You can do a no trespass order, and there's some other things that your mom can do, because that's unacceptable. Nobody has to live that way.
And having 5 pit bulls, just so you know, is not allowed in the city of
Right.
LaPorte either. So that's being addressed.
Okay, all right, thank you.
Thank you. That is the end of petitions and comments. Anything online?
Nothing online.
Approval of minutes. Do I have a motion?
I move to accept the minutes as presented.
Second.
Motion and a second. Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Standing committee reports. Councilwoman Lauren Huffman.
Thank you, Mayor Tom Dermody. All I have is that the Sustainability Commission will meet in council chambers next Tuesday, May 27th at 4 PM.
Councilwoman Ficus.
Park Board will meet this Wednesday, 4 PM at the Park Office, and Traffic Commission will have their next meeting Tuesday, June 3rd, 5 PM at the Police Station.
Councilman Galloway.
The Mayor's Veterans Committee met on the 12th, and they finalized everything for June the 7th, Saturday, at 2 PM. This is brick dedication. We got a new banner, the bricks are all put in, and I hope the mayor shows up to talk. And on the 13th, we had a police merit commission meeting. Actually, there's nothing to report, which I guess is good. But they're gonna start getting a report from the chief or whatever, so I actually have something to bring to you.
Good.
Okay, I think it took 3 minutes for a meeting, okay? That's all I got.
Councilwoman West.
New UEA grants were awarded to Big C Lumber and Bar 814 Holdings LLC. Bill Gertner was appointed as a new board member to replace Tracy Connors. And just a reminder that all of the UEA forms are on the city's and LEAP's website. And the next meeting will be this Wednesday, May 21st, at 4 o'clock in City Chambers. At the bid board meeting on May 12th, the board voted to remove 5 trees and 3 stumps along Monroe between Lincoln Way and State Street and replace them with lighted bollards. These bollards will also have electrical outlets, helping supply electricity for our downtown events. And the UEA is funding this project, which I'm really excited about. I think it's going to look great. And their next meeting will be on June 9th at 5 o'clock in City Chambers. And for the Fire Merit Commission, I would like to say congratulations to our LaPorte City Fire Department. They are the champions of the Family Advocates Battle of the Badges Wiffle Ball Tournament. This tournament was a fundraiser to raise awareness and support National Child Abuse Prevention Month. Family Advocates builds connections in our community and strengthens relationships that can help unite us all to promote safety and healthy youth in our community. And also, last week, our local YMCA hosted the LaPorte City Fire Department dive team in-house, using their pool for training to keep our community safe. And their next meeting will be Wednesday, June 4th at 6:30 at the Fire Station Number 1 on 18th Street.
Councilman Buchanan.
The Historic Preservation Commission is scheduled to meet tomorrow, May 20th at 5:30 in council chambers. Also, the HPC is partnering for a workshop with Preserve Historic LaPorte coming up Tuesday, May 27th at 6 p.m. Called Preparing for Pipes, with work starting on Indiana Ave, roadway and infrastructure improvements. Many residents have questions about the project. This presentation is intended to inform residents about what to expect and how to prepare and to answer any questions. It is free to attend for Indiana Ave residents or members of Preserve Historic LaPorte with advanced registration. Also, going along with Indiana Ave, I've had several comments or questions regarding the trees that's been taken down and questioning that the city lost their federal tree grant, wondering if that's the same situation, but I just wanted to clear it up. It's not. The Indiana Ave is state project, and those are still in the budget and will be replaced. It's separate than the federal grant.
Councilwoman Konechny.
Nothing to report this evening.
Councilman Buchanan, thank you for stepping up and introduction of an ordinance.
Your Honor, I wish to read an ordinance for the first time.
Second.
Motion and a second. Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Councilman Buchanan.
An ordinance prohibiting alcoholic beverages and smoking at Plaza 618. Whereas the City Council for City of LaPorte, Indiana desires to provide for the public health, safety, and welfare of its residents by prohibiting the use and possession of alcoholic beverages and prohibiting smoking at Plaza 618. Now therefore it be it, and it is hereby ordained by the Common Council of the City of LaPorte, Indiana, that, Section 1, the possession of intoxicating alcoholic beverages in Plaza 618 is prohibited except for special events, which events are approved in advance by the City of LaPorte Board of Public Works, and which special events are for the positive promotion of the City of LaPorte. Section 2, it remains unlawful for any person to possess a container with alcoholic beverage in Plaza 618 at any time except said times that are specifically exempted by the City of LaPorte Board of Public Works and which are part of the pre-approved special event. Section 3, in the event a determination is made by any law enforcement officer that a person is in violation of the prohibition concerning possession of intoxicating alcoholic beverages in Plaza 618 or of having an open container of alcoholic beverage within Plaza 618, except for the exempted special events, the officer shall proceed to enforce the prohibition under all existing ordinances and other laws, including, A, the officer may order the person possessing said substances to immediately dispose of the alcoholic beverage in said container. B, issue a citation in the amount of $100 per violation. Payment of such shall be paid to the city clerk treasurer within 30 days of the violation being issued and shall be receipted into the general fund. The city may enforce the collection of fines through any court of competent jurisdiction and may seek a judgment against the violator. Section 4, in the event enforcement action is required in order to collect the fine and or obtain a judgment, the violator shall also be subject to reasonable attorney fees and costs of collection. Section 5, smoking shall be prohibited at Plaza 618. Smoking means inhalation or exhalation of smoke from a lighted cigarette, cigar, pipe, or any other lighted smoking equipment or device, which includes any electronic cigarette. A law enforcement officer shall issue a citation in the amount of $100 per violation. Section 6, if any provision, clause, sentence, or portion of this ordinance is held invalid by a court of law, such invalidity shall not affect the other provisions of this ordinance or prior ordinances which can be given effect without invalid provisions. Section 7, the ordinance shall be in full force and effect from and after its passage, approval by the mayor, and publication as required by law.
Thank you. So this is the 618 splash pad that is right downtown, right in the middle of businesses, right here with the mural and so forth. And we've had children that have been trying to go to the water park or the splash pad just to have fun. Families go there. We've had several instances of individuals smoking, drinking, sitting there, making it very uncomfortable for families, from young people to go there, which this was built for that reason because of excessive drinking, smoking, and so forth. So that was, and thanks to Mr. Otis for all the work, the reasoning for this 618 Plaza. And because of this ordinance, we're already starting to see people not show up there and allowing families, people to sit out, have a bite to eat, have lunch, and so forth. So I think this moves in the right direction. Any other comments?
Your Honor, I'd like to suspend the rules and pass this ordinance tonight.
Okay, so I have a motion to suspend the rules. I think first I have to,
You have to get an okay to suspend them.
Correct, yeah.
So
you
do I
need
have a
second. You
motion
need
to
No, he's made the motion, you need a
I'll
second.
second the motion to
So I have a
suspend.
motion and a second to suspend the rules. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The rules are now suspended. Do I have a motion for second reading of this ordinance?
I'll make a motion to read it for a second. You read it by title.
Do I have a second?
Second.
4.
Councilman Galloway,
Would you like me to read it?
please.
An ordinance prohibiting alcoholic beverages and smoking at Plaza 618.
Comments?
Motion to approve.
I have a motion and a second. Any discussion from the public? One of our wonderful downtown owners, please come forward, state your name and address for the record.
Hi, everybody. Charity Lafsa, Hotspot Cafe, and the LaPorte Small Business Coalition. Generally, I am not in favor of restrictions on people, the things that have been going on in the plaza, and I don't agree with this whole ordinance completely. But the cigarette smoking and the drinking that's been going on there is not pleasant. It's not pleasant to be around, to walk by, and people they don't want to hang out there, and it's not good for the businesses downtown. So I am partially in support of this ordinance, and I just want you guys to know I appreciate what you're doing, and most of the people who are down there doing it don't even live here. They're just passing through, and it's not a good look for our city. So thank you, that's all.
Thank you. And also to her point, we have employees that are going to get bites of lunch to eat, and there are cat calls that are going from these individuals are making them feel unsafe downtown in the middle of the day. So we've had several complaints about that. Do I have a motion and second? Further comments?
Well, will there be posted signs to, is that typical?
I would
or-
recommend having kind of maybe 1 or 2 signs, maybe one on the
Yes.
Lincoln Way side, one on the Monroe side, warning, yeah.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Thank you. Other business?
Just real quick on that, I always double check our ordinances and statutes. When you have unanimous consent, you can suspend the rules, just so that's clear, so.
Okay.
Introduction of a resolution to transfer funds.
Your Honor.
Councilman Galloway.
Your Honor, I'd like,
Please come forward. Please come forward. And again, state your name and address.
Chris Morrell, 812 East Jefferson. I'm just wondering, how will that be enforced then? Will there be a police officer or something going around that area to make sure that it happens? I mean, you have an ordinance, but if there's nobody there to see that it's enforced.
Besides the sign, we've had several, thanks to Ms. West, several police monitoring that location, as well as code enforcement.
Okay, okay.
Councilman Galloway.
Your Honor, I'd like to introduce the resolution and read it for the one and only time.
Second.
Motion and a second. Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Councilman Galloway.
Resolution to transfer funds within the 2025 budgets. Whereas there are additional monies needed in certain line items in the 2025 budgets in order to pay for essential services and obligations. Now therefore be it, and it is hereby resolved by the Common Council of the City of LaPorte, Indiana, that the following transfers be made within the following budgets for the year 2025. Transit Fund, 2510-304, from 501 salaries to 505 utility services, $4,000.
I do have a motion. This is a resolution, can pass this evening. Do I have a motion?
Motion to approve.
Second.
Discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Other business.
Motion to adjourn.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Go enjoy those Little League games.